one of your most memorable roles is in Boys Over Flowers. I think that's where most people fell in love with you. What's your favorite behind the scenes memory?
They were once the faces of a fairy tale, dazzling the world with romance, wealth, and beauty on screen. But 16 years later, the truth behind the Boys Over Flowers cast is far more dramatic than fiction. From secret marriages and shocking scandals to heartbreak, reinvention, and unbelievable comebacks. What really happened to the stars after the cameras stopped rolling? The cast that defined a generation. When Boys Over Flowers first aired in 2009, it became more than just a drama. It was a cultural storm that swept across Asia, creating instant stars out of its young cast. Adapted from the famous Japanese manga Hana Yori Dango, the show told the story of a poor but spirited girl who crosses paths with the wealthy and untouchable F4. Viewers fell in love with the characters, the glamour, and the whirlwind romances. Overnight, actors like Lee Min-ho, Kim Hyun-joong, Kim Bum, Kim Jun, and actresses like Hye-sun and Han Chae-young were no longer just performers. They became icons. At the time, it seemed like every cast member had stepped into a fairy tale. The boys were admired for their charm and looks, the girls were praised for their elegance and innocence, and together they formed one of the most beloved ensembles in Korean drama history. Behind the scenes, each actor was carefully chosen to bring the original manga characters to life. Lee Min-ho, who was still a rising name, landed the lead role of Gu Jun-pyo after beating out many competitors. Hye-sun became the feisty Gyum Jandi, the heart of the show. Kim Hyun-joong, already a well-known idol, brought his soft-spoken charm to Yoon Ji-hoo. Kim Bum and Kim Jun completed the F4 group, balancing out the personalities with energy and charisma. It was a casting that seemed destined for greatness, and the results proved it. The drama's success was explosive. It won awards, drew massive ratings, and made its cast some of the most sought-after stars in Asia. Fans believed they were watching a new generation of untouchable celebrities, whose lives off-screen would surely mirror the glamour of their on-screen personas. For a while, the illusion held strong. Photo shoots, endorsements, and fan meetings painted a picture of perfection, but reality was very different. Away from the cameras, their lives were not scripted romances, but complicated stories filled with struggles, heartbreak, and scandals. One actor lost more than $13 million in a messy legal fight. Another slept in parking lots while attending one of the toughest universities in Korea. One actress saw her husband blackmailed for millions while she was pregnant. Another actor disappeared from the screen for 5 years after losing a parent. The truth was far from the dream that fans imagined. And among all these stories, none show resilience and survival more clearly than Lee Min-ho's journey, which nearly ended before it even began. Lee Min-ho. Before Lee Min-ho became one of the most famous faces in Asian entertainment, his career almost ended before it even began. In 2006, while still chasing his dream of becoming an actor, he went on a road trip with his friends. What was supposed to be a carefree journey turned into a nightmare. The car they were traveling in crashed violently, killing the two people in the front seats instantly. Lee Min-ho and his close friend, actor Jung Il-woo, were in the back. Both barely survived. Lee fell into a coma that lasted for a month. When he finally woke up, his body was broken in ways that would take years to heal. His thigh was shattered, his ribs and ankle were fractured, and his knee was badly torn. Doctors inserted a metal pin nearly half a meter long into his leg. Even after surgery, one leg was left permanently shorter than the other. For nearly a year, he could not walk without pain, and acting seemed impossible. His dream of stardom appeared to be slipping away before it had even started. But Lee Min-ho refused to give up. After endless rehabilitation, he returned to acting and finally landed the role of Gu Junpyo in Boys Over Flowers. The character became iconic, and Lee Min-ho suddenly became the symbol of a new generation of Korean drama fans. Fame had finally arrived, but danger followed him once more. In 2011, while filming City Hunter, another car accident shook him. Although he survived, the crash worsened his old injuries, and the pain stayed with him for years. When it was time to serve his mandatory military duty, doctors ruled him unfit for active service. Instead, from 2017 to 2019, he worked in public service. The decision sparked debate, but few truly understood the lifelong pain he had endured. In 2022, he reached new heights with Pachinko, an international series that critics praised as one of the best dramas of the year. Yet behind the applause, Lee admitted that fame is lonely. He spoke of the pressure of being at the top, of feeling that a single mistake could ruin everything. He shared his wish to marry by the time he turns 40, showing that beneath the polished image is a man still longing for simple happiness. Today, Lee Min-ho remains one of Asia's most trusted stars, representing countless brands and preparing for a major film comeback with omniscient reader. While Lee's story is about survival and global fame, Hye-sun's journey turned from stardom to struggle, with a shocking reinvention. Hye-sun. For many viewers, Hye-sun will always be remembered as the bright and innocent Goom Jan-di, the girl who stood up to the wealthy F4 in Boys Over Flowers. On screen, she symbolized purity and hope, becoming one of the most beloved heroines of Korean drama. But off-screen, her life took turns that no one could have predicted. In 2019, her seemingly perfect marriage to actor An Jae-hyun fell apart in the public eye. At first, fans saw them as an ideal couple, admired for their generosity when they donated their wedding money to charity. But private text messages leaked, and what they revealed shocked everyone. The messages exposed accusations of emotional neglect, mistrust, and bitter arguments. Koo claimed she had been ignored and mistreated, while An spoke about his struggles with depression and the financial strain of their relationship. The once admired couple quickly became the center of a very public and painful scandal. The divorce was finalized in 2020, leaving both actors scarred. For many, this could have been the end of her story, but Hye-sun was not ready to give up. Instead, she surprised everyone with a complete reinvention of herself. She returned to university, determined to prove she was more than just a drama star. At Sungkyunkwan University, she excelled in her studies and graduated with an extraordinary GPA of 4.27 out of 4.5, nearly perfect. Her journey did not stop there. She earned admission into KAIST, one of Korea's most prestigious institutions, where the acceptance rate is less than 15%. While many expected her to fade away from the spotlight, she chose instead to pursue a master's degree in science journalism. Yet behind her academic success was a harsh reality. During her studies, she admitted to sleeping in her car in parking lots because she did not have a stable place to live. For someone once viewed as a pampered celebrity, this revelation shocked fans and critics alike. Even that challenge did not break her. Koo later patented an invention she called the Goo Roll, a flat-folding hair roller. What seemed at first like a small idea grew into something bigger. By 2025, she had launched a company around it and was even working alongside KAIST professors to develop it further. She transformed herself from actress to entrepreneur, showing resilience that nobody expected. From academic triumph to business ventures, her reinvention is remarkable. But Kim Hyun-joong's story shows how scandals can nearly destroy a career. Kim Hyun-joong. When Boys Over Flowers aired, Kim Hyun-joong became the ultimate dream boy. Playing Yoon Ji-hoo, The soft-spoken second lead with a gentle smile, he captured the hearts of millions across Asia. His popularity soared beyond acting, as he was already the leader of the boy band SS501. For a time, it seemed nothing could stop him. But in 2014, everything changed. His ex-girlfriend accused him of violent abuse, saying he caused injuries that required medical treatment. Kim admitted to one incident but denied the rest. The story exploded in the media and sparked endless debates. Just when fans thought the worst was over, another shocking claim followed. She said she was pregnant and later accused him of causing a miscarriage. Although she retracted that part, the damage to his reputation was already done. The battles soon moved into the courtroom. In 2015, a paternity test confirmed he was indeed the father of her child. What followed was years of lawsuits, accusations, and counter-accusations. In 2017, Kim Hyun-joong won a defamation case, with the court ruling that his ex had made false claims. She was even ordered to pay him a fine. On paper, it was a victory. In reality, it came at an enormous cost. During those years, Kim lost more than $13 million in endorsements, canceled concerts, and collapsed business deals. Big companies such as Toyota and Lotte cut ties with him, and his management agency also walked away. His shining career was now in ruins. In 2018, he shocked the public again by quietly marrying another woman who had stood by him through the storm. Within a few years, he became the father of 2 children with 2 different women. The media had a field day, and every move he made became headline news. His attempts at a comeback did little to change his image. Albums that once sold hundreds of thousands of copies now struggled to pass 30,000. Concerts that once filled stadiums were reduced to small halls, and performance fees dropped dramatically. In 2023, he reunited with his former SS501 members in hopes of reviving the magic. But ticket sales were slow, and the excitement was no longer the same. Kim Hyun-joong's story is one of fame turned into scandal, and of victories in court that could not heal the wounds left behind. While Kim Hyun-joong battled courts and chaos, Kim Bum faced a hidden fight of his own, one he kept secret for years. Kim Bum. Kim Bum was only in his late teens when Boys Over Flowers made him a star. With his playful charm and warm smile, he quickly became a fan favorite across Asia. To viewers, he seemed unstoppable, the picture of youthful energy. Yet, behind the cameras, he was already carrying a secret struggle that few could imagine. From his early 20s, Kim Bum battled rheumatoid arthritis, a painful condition that runs in his family. It forced him to rely on continuous treatment and medication, even while he was working. For years, fans had no idea about the illness. The truth only came to light in 2018, when he enlisted for his mandatory military service. Instead of active duty, he was assigned to public service because of his health. The revelation shocked his supporters, who could hardly believe that the bright and lively actor had been enduring such pain in silence. Even as he fought this private battle, Kim Bum's personal life kept attracting public attention. In late 2013, he began dating actress Min-jung after they starred together in Goddess of Fire. Their relationship was confirmed in November, and fans adored the match. But by May of the following year, the romance had ended. Years later, in 2018, Kim Bum entered another high-profile relationship with actress So-eun. This one, too, ended quickly, barely lasting through his enlistment. 2 breakups in the public eye left fans wondering if love was ever truly on his side. Beyond romance, Kim Bum explored his artistic passions. In 2012, he released a solo album titled Hometown and even held a live concert in Japan. It was proof that music was not just a side project, but a dream he wanted to pursue. The following year, he broke into Chinese cinema with Young Detective D, Rise of the Sea Dragon, which became one of the highest-grossing Chinese films of 2013. His fame began to stretch far beyond Korea, earning him international recognition. After completing his service, Kim Bum returned to acting stronger than ever. His roles in Tale of the Nine-Tailed in 2020, Law School in 2021, and Ghost Doctor in 2022 reminded audiences of his range and staying power. Yet, as of 2025, at the age of 36, he remains single and silent about his love life, leaving fans to endlessly speculate. But while Kim Bum kept fans guessing about love, Kim Joon shocked everyone with a secret no one saw coming. Kim Joon. When Boys Over Flowers aired, Kim Joon was introduced to the world as Song Woo-bin, the cool and loyal member of F4. Although he was not the main lead, his charm and charisma captured the hearts of many fans. At the same time, he was also making waves in the music scene as part of the boy band T-Max, which performed the iconic theme songs of the drama. To fans, Kim Joon's life seemed open, glamorous, and busy. Yet behind all the fame, he was guarding a secret that even his most devoted followers never suspected. While fans imagined he was living the life of a carefree star, Kim Joon was quietly committed to someone very special. He had been dating his middle school sweetheart for 9 years, long before his career began to rise. Unlike many celebrities, he managed to keep this relationship hidden from the spotlight even during the peak of his fame. For years, interviews, fan meetings, and media appearances revealed nothing about his personal life. He maintained the image of a single idol, but in truth, he had already built a life away from the public eye. In June 2018, fans were left stunned when Kim Joon finally revealed the truth. He announced that he had actually been married since 2015, not to another celebrity, but to the same woman he had loved since his teenage years. As if that was not surprising enough, he also revealed that they had a child together. The news shook his fans, who realized that while they were following every public step of his career, he had successfully kept his most important milestones completely private. In an industry where even the smallest details of celebrity relationships are often exposed, Kim Joon's ability to keep an entire marriage and family hidden was extraordinary. It showed not only how careful he had been, but also how much he valued protecting the people closest to him. After his military service between 2011 and 2013, his career naturally slowed down. T-Max eventually disbanded, and instead of chasing the spotlight, Kim Joon chose to take smaller, quieter projects. He continued working, but without the urgency of chasing fame. For him, the priority was clearly his family. Kim Joon's quiet life contrasts with Kim So-eun's mysterious independence in the industry. Kim So-eun. When people think of Kim So-eun, they remember the sweet yet spirited character who added charm and warmth to Boys Over Flowers. Her natural acting and girl-next-door image made her one of the most loved faces of the drama. But what many may not know is that acting was never part of her original plan. As a teenager, Kim So-eun was a talented skier, training to compete at a national level. She was even preparing to join Korea's national team. But life had other plans for her. In 2003, during a junior skiing competition in Pyeongchang, she was unexpectedly spotted by a talent agent. That single moment on the slopes changed everything. She left behind her dream of being a professional athlete and stepped into the unpredictable world of acting. Her rise to fame was steady, but her career was not without challenges. Over the years, Kim So-eun moved through different agencies, changing her professional support system more than once. By 2024, fans noticed something unusual. Her profile had quietly disappeared from her agency's website. Without any formal announcement, she had chosen to walk away. Now she works as an independent actress, a bold decision in an industry where strong agencies often control careers. It was risky, but it also showed her determination to stand on her own. Beyond her dramas, Kim So-eun also became popular through the reality show We Got Married, where she was paired with actor Song Jae-rim. Their chemistry was so natural and entertaining that viewers could not stop talking about them. The pair even won the Best Couple award at the MBC Entertainment Awards.
Kim Bum and Kim So-eun. It's inevitable that one of the most popular dramas of all time, Boys Over Flowers, would take over this countdown. Kim Bum and Kim So-eun are the best couple as far as our viewers are concerned.
Rumors of a real romance between the two refused to fade, and as late as 2023, fans were still wondering if there was more truth to their connection than either had admitted. At the same time, Kim So-eun built a reputation as more than just an actress. She became involved in cultural ambassador roles, representing international film festivals and promoting environmental causes. This side of her, thoughtful and socially conscious, deepened her image and made her stand out among her peers. Kim So-eun has proven that she is more than the charming girl viewers met in Boys Over Flowers. She is an actress, an activist, and an independent woman carving her own path in a difficult industry. While Kim So-eun balanced independence and activism, Park Ji-bin's transformation was one of the most dramatic of all. Park Ji-bin. When Boys Over Flowers aired, audiences instantly loved the playful little brother of Gyum-jan-di. Park Ji-bin was only 14 at the time, but his bright smile and natural acting made him unforgettable. For many viewers, he was the sweet younger sibling who added warmth and humor to an otherwise dramatic story. Fans expected him to grow steadily into more mature roles, just like other young actors of his generation. But Park Ji-bin's path was far from smooth. In 2014, his life changed when his father passed away unexpectedly. Park Ji-bin had originally planned to enlist in the military that year, but the tragedy forced him to delay his service. Instead of using that time to build his career as many of his peers did, he quietly stepped away from the spotlight. What followed shocked fans even more. From 2013 to 2018, Park Ji-bin completely disappeared from the screen. No dramas, no films, no variety shows, just silence. People began to wonder if he had given up on acting altogether. But when he returned, the transformation was startling. Gone was the boyish face audiences remembered. In his place was a young man with sharp features and a commanding presence. Fans could hardly believe this was the same actor who had once been known as the adorable kid brother. Park Ji-bin not only came back looking different, but also chose roles that were darker and more intense. It was clear he wanted to shed his child star image once and for all. His comeback performance in the Disney Plus series A Shop for Killers in 2024 proved just how much he had grown. Playing a menacing villain named Jong-min, Park stunned audiences with his chilling performance. Viewers praised his ability to bring real depth to a character far removed from the innocence he was once known for. One fan even commented that his villain role was so convincing it gave them goosebumps. And he is not slowing down. In 2025, Park Ji-bin takes on another challenging role in the film My Name, a historical drama set during the Jeju 4.3 incident of 1948. He plays Kyung-tae, a wealthy transfer student whose intimidating strength makes him feared by his classmates. The project is already being talked about as a turning point in his career. Park Ji-bin shocked fans with his evolution, but Lee Min-jung's real-life drama rivaled any script she ever acted in. Lee Min-jung. Lee Min-jung's rise in Korean entertainment was swift and dazzling. After appearing in Boys Over Flowers as Hye-sun, the confident heiress who briefly stood in the way of the central romance, her career quickly took off. Within a year, she was starring in films and dramas that showcased her natural charisma and elegance. Audiences adored her, and industry insiders hailed her as one of the most promising actresses of her generation. Her career was not the only part of her life that seemed picture-perfect. In August 2013, she married one of Korea's biggest stars, actor Lee Byung-hun. The wedding was a high-profile event, celebrated across the country. To many, the couple appeared unstoppable, a golden pair in both fame and fortune. But just a year later, their marriage was rocked by a scandal that tested everything. In 2014, while Lee Min-jung was pregnant with their first child, her husband became the victim of a blackmail attempt. Two young women, including a model and a K-pop trainee, recorded compromising videos of Lee Byung-hun and threatened to release them unless he paid them billions of won. The news exploded across headlines. For Lee Min-jung, the betrayal cut deep, and she left their marital home to stay with her parents. Fans speculated endlessly about divorce, convinced their marriage could not survive such humiliation. Yet against expectations, Lee Min-jung chose not to walk away. In March 2015, she gave birth to their son, and slowly, the couple began to rebuild their life together. It was not an easy journey. Trust takes years to restore, and it took them nearly a decade before they welcomed their second child, a daughter, in December 2023. That gap told its own story, one of patience, healing, and determination to keep their family intact. Lee Min-jung also stepped back from the spotlight for long periods. After her drama appearances slowed, she took a 5-year break before re-emerging in 2025 with new energy. She launched her own YouTube channel, surprising fans by embracing a casual, personal side that felt far removed from her glamorous image. That same year, she also debuted in her first-ever variety show, Heart on Wheels. The program, centered on helping rural communities, allowed her to reconnect with audiences in a refreshing and heartfelt way. But while Lee Min-jung rebuilt her family life, Chae-young's choices led her into wealth, controversy, and reinvention. Chae-young. Chae-young was already well known before Boys Over Flowers, but her role as Min So-eun, the elegant senior who offered wisdom and support to Jeon-di, added to her graceful image. She was admired for her beauty and poise, often called Korea's Barbie doll. Fans expected her to remain a constant figure in Korean dramas, but instead, she made a decision that shocked her country. In 2012, Chae-young walked away from the Korean industry and signed an exclusive deal in China worth $12 million. At the time, it was one of the most lucrative contracts for any Korean actress, and many people viewed it as a bold but controversial move. For her, it was an opportunity to expand beyond borders, but for some fans in Korea, it felt like she had abandoned them. Her career in China opened new doors, but acting was not her only focus. Over the years, she quietly became a savvy real estate investor. Reports revealed that she bought properties in Seoul's wealthy Gangnam district, in Shanghai, and even in Los Angeles. Altogether, her holdings were valued at more than $40 million. She was no longer just an actress. She had transformed into a businesswoman who built an empire behind the scenes. Rumors also began to swirl about her personal life. Photographs linked her to Chinese billionaire Li Wei-chen, and speculation grew that their relationship was more than just friendship. Every time Li made a big business move, Han seemed to purchase new property shortly after. Neither ever confirmed the connection, but the timing raised eyebrows and kept her name in the headlines. Then came a setback that threatened everything she had built. In 2023, Korean tax authorities opened an investigation accusing her of underreporting her overseas income by nearly $6 million. The case became front-page news and cast a shadow over her glamorous image. Although the matter was eventually settled, her reputation suffered, leaving many to wonder if her success had been built on risky choices. By 2025, she attempted to reclaim her career with a comeback in the film The Devil You Know. More than just another acting project, it looked like a carefully planned step to rebuild her image and reconnect with audiences who once adored her. From accidents and scandals to reinvention and hidden lives, the cast of Boys Over Flowers proves that real life is far more dramatic than fiction. The legacy of Boys Over Flowers. The drama was more than just another love story. It became a phenomenon that introduced millions of international viewers to the world of Korean dramas. The series had all the ingredients of a hit: a poor but determined heroine, an elite group of wealthy boys known as F4, and a love story that mixed comedy, heartbreak, and fairy tale romance. Viewers across Asia and beyond fell in love with Gu Junpyo's arrogance and hidden softness, with Yoon Ji-hoo's quiet devotion, and with Gyum Jandi's fearless spirit. The impact went far beyond television ratings. The drama sparked fashion trends, inspired parodies, and drove tourism as fans visited filming locations. Its soundtrack topped charts, and its actors became household names across Korea, Japan, China, and much of Southeast Asia. For many international fans, Boys Over Flowers was their very first K-drama, opening the door to the wider Hallyu wave that would later take the world by storm. Even more than a decade later, its influence remains strong. It set the stage for modern Korean dramas to be exported globally and proved that a show made in Seoul could capture hearts across continents. Despite the controversies and struggles the cast faced in their personal lives, the drama itself remains timeless. The legacy of Boys Over Flowers is not just about one story or one cast. It is about how a single drama helped change the landscape of Korean entertainment forever. What do you think? Does the real-life journey of these stars make you see the show differently? Share your thoughts and favorite memories of the cast in the comments below.